So last time we can, Magesh, are you hearing, right?
Yeah, I'm hearing. Good morning.
Yeah. So last time, like we seen how to call sub process from parent process. Okay, by using process call shape. So process call shape use it to call sub process means another calls means another process we are going to call from parent process. Parent process is Boomi SFTC account sync, and we are going to call error handler process. So any error occurred, just we are constructing error message here, and we are sending error in a message shape. We constructed a message, and we are sending this message to sub process. Then sub process will send an email notification, and it is going to create a service now ticket, and it is going to
Notify people.
notify the like an alerting. Yeah. So we have three
Yeah.
levels, right? So
Yeah.
here now, so we should know, right? So where our process, like suppose we are sending an email, we are constructing a message, what error we are receiving in this Boomi SFTC account. But so when each so suppose sending the same request from multiple process. So this is the one process I'm getting error, and suppose tomorrow I'm going to create a new process for a new module. Okay, so different process, different request. It means a different requirement. So every time if you're sending every process sending the same message error message, but we don't know, right? So which error what is the error, and so where this error is occurring, in which process the error is encountered. So that is difficult to understand, right? So every process sending the same I mean same not, so every error message only, then it's very difficult to find so where this error message is triggered. So that is a challenging one. So when which process is the error message triggered, and which server the error is triggering.
So
Now what
process
I'm
mean okay. Process mean okay. This process anyway we know, right? Once it is trigger, the error happened in Boomi SFPC account sync. That is a process that will identify it, right? We can identify it, right?
yeah, we can identify, but the problem is
Uh,
we have multiple processing data the production server.
okay.
Okay, so every process, let's say assume encountering issues, like we have we have 50 process, let's say assume. So those 50 process randomly throwing errors,
Okay.
then we will receive the messages like an error message, something where we are missing receiving the error message notifications. But as a developer, as a support operations team, you are how we are going to find out so where this error is occur. Out of 50 process, let's assume 2 or 3 process throwing an error. Then so those errors, which process encountering these errors, how we are going to find out it.
Okay. Okay. Because we didn't see the output for this one, right? So that's why I'm not sure how the error will be coming.
Let's say so out of 50 process 20 process are failing.
Correct.
Then
Okay.
we are receiving this error message. Let's say one of the error process throwing an error. Then we receive the error message in the email notification. Then how we are going to identify this error message belongs to which process out of 25 process,
Okay. Got it.
right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult, right? So what we can do is along with the error message, can we send what is the process name?
Okay.
Right? What is the process name? We are going to send it. And what is the atom? Means what is the environment name? What is the server name? We can send it, right? So then along with this error message. So what I'm going to do is, so this is the error. This is the error. So here I'm going to use process name. And this is a an atom. Which atom it is? So I'm going to, what is execution ID? So every, I'm going to find like an execution ID. So this is something like a unique parameters I'm going to send it. So here I'm going to pass process name, and when it's automatic is throwing an error, and what is the execution ID means every execution have unique ID. So that execution I'm going to send it. How we are going to find these three parameters? Okay.
Okay.
Now
Okay.
here I'm going to use, before initiating your process, I'm going to like set property shape. So in set
Mhm.
property shape, these values I am going to create. So I'm using like a dynamic process property. So dynamic process property I'm going to use like process name. Okay. So this process
Okay.
name I'm going to assign from document property. Sorry, here execution properties. From execution property we have, see here what is the process name. Automatically it's going to retrieve current process name. Just you can select
Oh.
execution property. Under execution property we have like type is execution property, and we have many properties: account ID and atom name and execution ID and process ID and process name. So this is the process name I'm going to assign to this process name. And second one is I'm going to create a dynamic process property is process name.
Again, process name.
Sorry, no, process name, not process name. Atom, so atom. Okay. So this is the atom I'm going to assign from execution property type. So I'm going to get like an atom ID.
Atom idea, right? Atom name.
Both are like atom ID. So here just assign to atom. Okay.
Okay.
So we have any other options are available? Atom ID. Yeah, atom name. You can select atom name. Yeah. So we have process name and atom name and execution ID. Okay. Next one is here I can take like a dynamic process property execution ID. So this execution ID. So what is the current execution of this document? It will take execution property, and we can take that execution ID. Click OK. Now we have process name, we have atom, we have process name, atom, and execution ID. We have
So no space.
no space. Yeah. Here I'm mentioning. So best thing is you can do one thing. Okay. So you can identify what is the process name is DPP, dynamic process property underscore, like this. Then it will tell you. So this is the process name is a dynamic process property, DPP, dynamic process property. Okay. This is the naming conventions you can follow. And this one also DPP underscore atom name. Okay. So DPP underscore execution ID. So the same names. So any error occurred, if we don't have any error occurred, then it is fine. It is not going to execute catch path. If it is executed, then we are going to retrieve those dynamic process properties from this variable. Okay. From variable, I'm going to use dynamic process property. What is the process property name is? First one is process name, DPP underscore process name. So this is a second variable. You can give like a second here.
Oh, it will pull automatically.
Yeah, automatically it's going to identify, but the name should be like same. There is no
Same.
case sensitive. Okay, it is case sensitive. DPP underscore atom. If we given wrong property name here, then it's not going to retrieve that value. DPP atom name, it is 3. the execution ID is a 4. I'm going to create. APP execution ID. That's it. Now we are going to use execution ID to track your execution and atom, and which atom we are going to use, which process we are going to use. You know, right? In process reporting tool, we have an option, right? In process reporting tool, we have, suppose we have from past 24 hours, we are going to see that execution. So this is like an executions, right? And you can filter execution ID. So once you receive that execution ID, you can filter it. You are going to filter out all the process by using execution ID.
Okay.
You know, right? So then it's going
Yeah.
to retrieve the particular current, so failure transaction once you receive that mail. Or you
Okay.
can filter processor. You can filter by using like an atom.
Atom also may pull many things, right? But the execution
Yeah,
ID will pull the exact.
execution IDs. Yes, execution record.
But each time whenever error occurred, we will get one execution ID, right? Once we resolve, then it will move to the second execution. If the process have multiple error, the same process has multiple error.
Sorry.
If the same process has multiple error,
Hmm.
so each time we will get the one execution ID. Once we resolve, then we will move to the second execution ID, right?
Second means second execution is nothing but like, see here. Suppose this execution, we are going to retrieve multiple records at a time. Yeah, that is like, you in your hand, how we are going to execute your flow. So that's what I covered this one earlier, like account SFDC, like an FTP to sync. How your flow going to be executed, like when an encounter is occurred for one record, then if you want to don't want to stop, then you are going to continue with other records. We are going to design your flows like that. So it's not best recommendation is, suppose we have receiving this FTP as five documents. Let's assume. So first document is encountered an issue due to data issues. Then it is going to process other records. Why? Because the records don't have any issues. So that is the way we are going to design your document, your flow. That is in your hand. Okay. So if you on document is failing, other documents are not executing, means you are not followed best practice design. You should execute other documents. Okay. Suppose
No,
in
my
here,
question.
suppose
My,
SFDC is failing, then that is different case. But it is a connector issues. Then there is no documents going to be executed. Even one document is failing, other documents also failing it here.
okay.
You got it. But
Yeah,
that
because
is
it is.
process level error. If it is document level error, so we cannot hold other executions to stop.
Okay. No. My question is different. So let's say the process has two or more different data error, okay, document error. So which means when we get the first time error, we can see only the first one execution ID, right?
Yes.
First, so once we resolve the first execution ID, then
No. And every whenever it is triggered, if it has same issue, it is going to be and we are going to receive the all errors, all process errors, all execution errors. Why it is not going? See, this is different executions, right? Every time it is going to if it is scheduled every 1 hour, it is scheduled. Then first schedules it's going to failing, you will receive. Second execution also failing, it's going to will get an errors. Every time we are going to get, so it's not going to stop other executions.
Okay.
Until that means if execution is failed, so this is a threading concept, right? How we are going to think it's going to stop like another execution until we can resolve the current error.
Okay. Okay.
It is
Which
like a
means you
scheduled.
say when we process, if it is a document level error, if we have a multiple document level error, it will throw everything at one time, right?
Yeah.
With a different action, different execution ID.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So the
So
same
here,
message, whatever we pass through here, it will pass through to the error handler.
yes,
So
this
everything will go to, once we set up here, it will go to their in sub process or
yeah,
everything. All okay.
this error message, along with error message, all these processes will send to this, and also here, you know, and we can use one more set property shape here. I'm going to use like one more set properties for. Why I'm going to use like set properties here. Okay. So in error handler, you want to like send a email message, right?
Okay.
You want to send a like an email message. So if you want to send an email message, you need like to address and from address, required. To whom we need to like notify this error. So we have used like a set property shape here in every process. Suppose we have like multiple process, right? We have multiple processor available like this. Suppose only
Hmm.
few process. I don't want to like send all processes to multiple like in everyone. Okay. So few specific process send a notification to few people, not for all. So in this case, we are going to set some of the like two email address for this like process level. Okay. So
Okay.
here my concept is something like let's assume we have in Boomi project we have multiple modules are there. First module it is related to one portfolio means like one module. So this one module is belongs to one portfolio of business. Okay. The second module has so second module. So module have this module has like first module has it belongs to one project, I mean one business in the organization, and means one department it is belongs to, and one module has like many process, right? Many Boomi process has, let's assume the same like same module 2 also has many process for this module. Got it? Boomi project we have one module. This module is belongs to one business portfolio, and its second module is belongs to another business portfolio. Means different directors or different teams are there to handle this business, right?
Okay.
So this module has many Boomi processes, and this module is implemented with many Boomi processes. Let's assume, suppose you are like using common error handling for all these two modules. Same error handling concept we are going to use for this two modules. Then
Okay.
I want to decide, I don't want to send this error message to this persons who are handling this business. Okay. If I encountered this errors in this mod like Boomi process, I know I don't want to send email notification to these guys. Why? Because they
Okay.
will confuse, right? So why I'm getting these errors? So I don't have any like responsible for this Boomi process and this business, right?
Okay.
So what we can do is, so this module level I'm going to create a okay some email distributions list. Okay, email who we have some email distribution, right? So those
Yeah.
they will get like an email, and at this module level I'm going to have something like an email distribution I'm going to send. But here when you are going to send an email notification for common module, right, you have something like this. So we have send email operation here. We have two email address and from email address, right? So this from email address to email address I don't want to set here.
Okay.
So why? Because I will tell you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to and from email address in the process level. Why? Because some of the process has one, as you discussed this one, due to this reason. Okay, I'm
Okay.
going to set certain to email address here. How we are going to set means this is a tricky. Remember this. So this is a mortgage training.
Mm.
I'm going to create a new folder here. That is like common components. It is a common components. I'm going to create a new. Okay. Here one more concept I'm going to use, that is nothing but like process properties. One second. So as of we are seeing like a dynamic process property. Okay, so the dynamic process property is nothing but key and value. Suppose we can create a process name, we are assigning some value to the name, process name to that like sorry, we are assigning, we are creating a process name as a dynamic process property and we are assigning process name value to this process name key, and we are like retrieving later in the sub process. All right. And why? Because here I'm using like a dynamic process property, right? Why I'm going to use like a dynamic process property? So this dynamic process property, whatever like I created, this dynamic process property we are going to retrieved in the retrieved in the sub process as well. And parent if you define this sub like a sub process, sorry, parent process, the same values how we are going to like in retrieving here in the sub process also we are going to retrieve, means these whatever like we created or initialized these dynamic process properties, it will be available here also, error handling
Oh.
also. So we can retrieve still if you want to retrieve those values, and it is we can retrieve it. Okay, that is advantage. And also process properties. So process property also we can define. So this is a component. Process property is a separate component we can define. Okay. So dynamic process properties is a not components. Dynamic process property we can define within the set property shape. But whereas process property is a component, means it is a, once we define, we can reuse this process property into many Boomi process.
Okay.
But the dynamic process property within the parent process and sub process, and we can retrieve anywhere in the parent process and sub process. We can
Not
retrieve
the
the
not the beyond out of the
beyond
process.
the process, out of the process. But process properties same has like we can create a key and values here, but we can retrieve this process, means this is a component. Due to this component we can reuse it any many modules. Okay. Suppose I'm going to create a process property. How we are going to create a process property here? We are creating common components and a new component here. I'm going to create email process property pp. I'm going to give like this pp email properties. Okay. Oh, sorry, I created my mistake. I created a process, not process property. You should select type is a process property. New component. It is a component. I already told it. Create a component. Type is not process. You can select process property, and pp email properties, email properties.
PRO, right?
Sorry, yeah. This is like property. So once you define this property, so you can use this process property into many modules. Means this is the common component. So this is like in SaaS integrations. In the SaaS integration, we have many process, or like we have a number of projects. Then we can refer this email properties from common components, right, from any module. So here I'm going to create here key. Key is I'm going to label is here like data type. It is a string, like date. No, as of now it is a string, and to email, two emails, two email address. We can give something like anything, something like dummy @email dot. Okay, this is the default value as of now. I'm giving to this to email, assigning some value, and from email. So default value something like no reply. Okay, email.
So default value, we can add up email, the exact email here, right? Default
Yeah,
value.
yeah,
And with the semicolon separator, we can add up a multiple email ID also.
yes. From email means which email server it is triggering. To email is, so you can can assign like multiple values by using like a semicolon, separating semicolon. You can add multiple distribution emails or individual emails to this two email. Okay, from email like it is single email. So from which server it is triggering, like generally we are, whenever is error is occurred, we are using like no reply, right? We are not going to reply to the status. So generally we are going to give like this. So this email should be like defined in the email server. Okay, and next one is subject. Right, what is the subject of your default value? I'm not going to give anything, just I'm going to give empty. If you want to give anything, you can give it. So this is the what I'm going to define, and common properties, sorry. You got it? This is
Yeah.
and I'm going to create a, this is like process level. See, common components we have pp email properties.
Correct.
But you got it right. Then here in component, like in process level, I'm going to create one more. Suppose SaaS integration. In SaaS integration, I'm going to create one more process property. So I will tell you by what is this. Okay. So here I'm going to create a similar process property, or what you can do is, if you want to use this in your copy, and pp and SaaS so this is like module level or like project level SaaS properties. Okay, I'm going to just copying destination folder is okay. Similar like process property like copy to this SaaS integrations. Oh, you can. So I just like similar process property I copied into this SaaS properties. This is email property. SaaS properties also we have, to email from mail is subject, and also email property also same. Just I copied like clone this one, email properties to SaaS properties. Now what I can do is okay. Now this is the process level, means module level SaaS integration is a module, and module we have number of projects in future. So I created one common process property for all the SaaS integrations. And here, what I know means, whatever in SaaS integrations, we have number of process in future. Let's assume. So
Okay.
whatever I defined in the SaaS integrations, SaaS properties file, in SaaS process property, I'm going to use these mails only for who are uh, belongs to this module, means business people I'm going to send. So here I'm going to set property shape, and process properties. So to email, one second, sorry. Create a dynamic process property here. Okay, I'm going to give to email, to email. So this email I'm going to assign it from process property,
Okay.
SaaS properties. So to email. Okay, so in SaaS property we have to email. So this to email I'm going to assign to this dynamic process property created to email. And again I'm going to create a dynamic process property that is from email. Okay, this from email I'm going to retrieve from process property and assign it. And go to process property. We have select the process property SaaS properties, and this is from email. Okay, and also I'm going to
So Gopi, since this process is under SaaS model, so that's why we copy the property in SaaS also, SaaS integration, right?
email subject. I'm not going to use. Why? Because already email subject. You can define here. Okay, and you can define your own email subject. Okay, email subject is like error occurred, error occurred, and something space, and process name already we defined, dynamic process property, and dpp underscore and process name. So this subject is not required actually SaaS integrations. Okay, SaaS properties are defined, but so only to email and from email I create a dynamic process property. This dynamic process property value assigning from process property, and a dynamic process property this from email address you can assign to this, and subject dynamic process property email subject I created static value error occurred hyphen, and dynamic process property dpp underscore process name. This dpp underscore process name I defined here already. Okay, this value I'm going to get it.
All.
Okay, now we are setting all these values. Now why I'm creating this one is I will tell you. Right? So why you create a process property directly. Okay, this process property we can use for all SaaS integrations. Okay, once we change it here, any value in this, so not an email property, SaaS properties. Let's remember, forget this common component. In this property, suppose this SaaS integration process property, this is a component, it is a reusable for any other modules, in future if you want to implement. Suppose here into, so I'm going to define this one, subject is not required, subject we are going to define at process level. So to email, suppose to email, if you want to add some more distribution list for some more people in future for who are belongs to SaaS integration modules, business owners, then you can add runtime itself. So once you give here, automatically switch process using these properties it's going to take all latest updated to email address
Okay.
distribution list from email also. Listen, if you want to add like in CC also, you can add it CC. Okay.
It's like a calling a variables, right?
Yeah. Why? Because so once you updated in SAS properties, wherever you are using this SAS properties in your module, suppose here I'm using one process, then it is going to once you like in executing this process automatically, no, it's going to retrieve those two email updated list runtime and from email at runtime and assigning to this dynamic process property and SAS integration level. You got it?
Yeah.
Why I'm designing like a SAS integration properties. Now, once we get these values, you know, dynamic process property and yeah. So this dynamic process property once you define, this will be available even child process as well along with this document. Now go to error handler here. Now anyway we are sending alert whatever like a message is coming, this message will be using like a current data. Whatever data is coming, that is current data. It is like setting here, and this is error notification will be sending who are subscribed into this account. And second, the same message will passing to once it is completed, it is passing to second one. Here we don't have like already message is coming, then no need to use. You can remove this one. Okay. Now here you can set the to email to this address, right? Now you need to set like a two email address. Why? Because we are setting dynamic process property here. We are setting like dynamic process property to
Okay.
email, and this to email will be passing to from email is passing to. I mean the to email from email is coming from this as properties and setting to dynamic process properties, and this dynamic process property we are sending to this sub process. Then here, and we need to set those two email address and from email address to this send email, right? And subject
Okay.
also, subject to and from we need to set. But these three we are setting into this Boomi SFDC account as a dynamic DPP. Now what I'm going to do is here in set property shape, document property, what is the outbound connector we are using? Email. Mail connector. Okay. Mail connector. So this mail connector is mail connector. We have like two address. So this two address we are receiving it from dynamic process property. Dynamic process property is and DPP. What is the value? Exact value we should give. Whatever like we are setting these values to email from email subject. We are setting this mail address to outbound connector, and what value we are assigning to address, that is what we are getting from the to email. This is what we are receiving, right? Dynamic plus to email. And what we need to set again? Outbound property mail connector. That is to address.
From address.
Sorry, from address. Right? Yes. It shows from address. This from address we are retrieving from the dynamic process property. Why? Because we are already setting into the dynamic process property, that is nothing but from address. To address, to email it, address this one. To email, from email. Okay, email is from email, to email, from email, email subject. From it, not from email. This is set right, right? And what is the next one we should is connector, mail, subject. Email subject, right?
Yeah.
Or subject only. Email subject. The same name you should give, otherwise it's not going to retrieve. Email subject. This is like dynamic process property.
You already did, right?
Yeah. Now see here, everything good now. Email subject, that is dynamic process property we are setting to mail subject. Dynamic process property from emails is setting to from address and to address. So these from to and subject will set to this outbound document property connection. So along with whatever like a document is coming, it will go to and send an email.
Okay.
You got it right. So service now, as of now I'm removing it. We'll discuss later this.
So
So this is the
now my understanding. Can you go to that SDFC?
yeah.
So we created set properties next to the start, and there we assigned the dynamic process property. That after set properties start after start. Yeah, there we assigned the dynamic process property. We created dynamic process property, and we are assigned some. We are calling atom execution those things, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
those things we assigned in the message.
Yeah.
Because the message we initially it's like only error. Now we are properly we are setting
Yes.
the whatever the document process error done. So we are setting, and after that we coming back here to create some email portion, because email also we are doing some empty. So now we are giving actual dynamic set value for email from to and subject.
Yes.
So since we are dynamically, we are calling common process, right? Common process property.
Yes. Common process.
Okay. So my question here. So already we called common process property, right? Common process property to this set properties. So which means it automatically the from to detail will come here, right? This here. So then why we are doing one more time in error handler? See whatever
This is
we set.
see this here set properties we are setting dynamic process property to email, from email, and email subject. Okay, this from email and to email we are retrieving from process property.
Correct. Yeah.
So whenever we change this one, it will be retrieving runtime and it's going to send to email.
Okay. Correct. Yeah.
And then DPP. So this DPP will be passing along with this document and to this error handler.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay, so as of now we are assuming DPPs, but those DPPs we have to set to this one, right? Whatever like DPPs coming from more to subject, those are like DPP values, dynamic process property values. So we have to set to this, right? in operation, right?
Okay.
How we are going
Okay.
to set using like a set property shape? We have option directly outbound document, right? You know what is the
Hmm.
set property shape? Set property shape allows you to set values, various documents, and process properties. These properties can be used to set outbound connectors attributes. Use it to set outbound connector attributes such as file name or email subject, store some values in memory, facilitate the integration. So it is one of the option we are using like document property connector mail. Mail has a two address. Why? Because our outbound connector is mail, so that's why connector is selected. How we are setting the file name? Same way we are setting
Okay.
mail connector. These values we have to set. So that's why I'm taking these values as a key who address from address, but a true address which is coming from the retrieving. This is like a retrieving. We are not setting. We are retrieving and we are setting to mail connector.
Okay. Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Got it. Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, so we are. So once we are settled here, I think so any changes happen, we can go and change in SAS properties,
Hmm.
that process properties. So
Yeah.
once we change there, it will automatically update everywhere, right? Wherever
Hmm.
we call.
Hmm. Yeah. So this set property
So
shape. Yeah, we are
here,
using. Yeah.
here the messages, since we already set it in the parent process, message will come all the way here, right?
Yeah. So in every process we have to set these two. Okay.
Okay.
Every process we have to set these two. Why?
Set
Because every.
properties, calling from value to value on the subject. Message will contain the what is the body,
Yeah.
right? Different will
Subject
be
is
there.
here setting. What is body is nothing but this is the one.
This is the one. So both will go to sub
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
Okay.
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 This is like an error handler. Commonly we are going to use, but still we have extend this one. But as of now, I'm going to stop it. Why? Because first you should practice. Then we are going to extend this one. Otherwise, you will confuse. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Correct, correct. Now it's a
So
too many areas we are calling, right? And just
that's
looking
why
for understanding.
I'm going to stop this one. I don't want to extend more, but still we can extend. I will show you tomorrow how you are going to the same email error handling we are using like at runtime, means real time. So I will show you that one. So similar one. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
meet tomorrow. Then we'll continue. And I will take the next topic is almost we completed shapes, database calls and data process shape. And I want to complete one more thing here. As of tomorrow, we'll complete this one. See here in FDP disk CSV upload, we forgot one thing. What is that? Remember? Did you remember this process, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
here, data process shape.
Multiple. Yeah.
The data split documents, we
Twitter.
are splitting the line. And suppose in a document we are writing the number of lines. Suppose 100 lines we are getting. So these 100 lines, each record we are like splitting, and we are individually 100 documents we are going to send to disk.
Now we are merging, right? We have to merge.
We are not merging.
That is my question.
So
Long
how
time
we are
question.
going to merging after converting XML? How we are going to merging into one document? Okay,
Oh,
that's what we can see here. Only we are using like a splitting. After
okay.
splitting, we are not document combining. So we have one more option. It is like a combined document. So we'll see tomorrow this one also. Okay, we'll cover this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that was my question actually. Because
Okay.
mostly how the file will come, that the file
The
will
same
go
way we
as
should.
a
Yeah. Yes.
same way
Exactly.
you should go, right?
Actually, I forgot to like that one. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see tomorrow
Oh,
with the new concept. Uh, we have to cover these kgs also. We'll cover tomorrow. Okay. These
oh,
three. These are
Okay.
like similar one, so we'll cover.
Okay. Okay.
Once
Thank
it
you.
is done, and also we have to take care business rule shape and flow control, and after that we go for API management and EDA. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.